Hey, what's going on in the podcast right now? We're going to talk about the movie. What movie do we watch this week? Do we watch the society? What are we talking about this time? Do you have the things you want to talk about for this episode?
My recommendation this week is what's Franklin? It's called Franklin. It's got a turtle in it. I was talking like a turtle.
What the fuck?
Franklin,
are you talking
you know?
about?
Hey, it's Franklin.
Is that the song?
Coming over to play.
I do, but I don't.
He comes with all his friends.
I mean, I do remember. It's called Franklin.
Hey, it's Franklin.
That's the theme song?
100%.
Okay.
I'm not even slightly not confident in that. 100% guaranteed that's the song.
Okay. Thanks, Franklin.
That's my recommendation is Franklin. He's probably the coolest turtle ever depicted in a cartoon.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's watch Franklin. All right, let's get into it. Woo!
He could count by twos and tie his shoes, bro. That's crazy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Off Angle Podcast, where two best friends take a look at movies and all that life has to offer from a slightly different perspective. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Franklin.
All right.
I'm Tony. I'm not Franklin. I wish I was Franklin.
True. Who
I'm
doesn't?
Tony.
Who doesn't want to be
Tony.
that big shelly man? There should be a sequel called Frank. I do want to see what he's like growing up, but
That's a movie. It's a freaky movie. You've probably seen a picture of it.
Okay.
It's a guy with a big freaky head on. And the story of the movie is this band. I can't remember what they're called. It might just be called Frank, or maybe they have a different name. But the lead singer of the band is this guy who keeps this big like paper mache head on always. He never takes it off. It's just like a weird face.
Huh.
And it's like
Okay.
a documentary, fake documentary
Yeah.
of like following him and seeing what his life is like and trying to get him to take off the head and like figure out why he does that. And it's kind of a freaky movie. I saw it a long time ago, but it was kind of interesting. I kind of want to watch it again. Frank. Look up the picture of it. You probably have seen the image before.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
It's got Dom Hall Gleason and
Classic,
Maggie
classic.
Gyllenhaal
Wow, Frank
and Michael Fassbender.
got 6.9 on IMDb. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's all right. It's interesting. I want to watch it again.
It's also got Scoot McNairy.
I like Scoot McNairy. I think he's in Monsters, which was a movie I really liked from 2009.
I can't
Not
remember.
that great of a
I
movie,
feel
but
like
I
I
like that
watched
movie.
that or tried to watch it, but I have no recollection of
I
it.
like that movie. That movie represents for me a time when Monsters from 2009.
Yeah.
When I started I like this. Getting into movies, like choosing I like this about this and this.
I remember that because I remember you telling me about that movie or to watch that movie, which was a new thing to we're watching movies. You should watch this movie.
Right.
That didn't always happen. We didn't come out the womb as cinephiles or anything.
And also the soundtrack to that movie is by John Hopkins, who is a banger of a producer.
He's got a cool school.
Not the same John Hopkins. You've probably heard some John Hopkins music
sure.
before.
Yeah.
Because he's popular.
All right, talk to me.
It's a podcast.
It's a
by the way.
podcast.
It's a movie pod. Yeah, I mean, we have been talking about movies. It's just been a little weird and sporadic right now.
Yeah, the movies have come up. It's completely unrelated to movies, but literally last night came to an interesting realization, right? Because I'm going on a trip.
And your favorite rocket ship?
In my favorite rocket ship,
Okay.
zooming through the skies, little Einsteins.
Einsteins.
Yeah, that rhymes. Through the stars, little Arnstars. So I'm going on a trip, and I needed flip flops, sandals. I wanted a new pair of something for my feet that I can go to a beach and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So I was going on Amazon, and I realized for anyone, not me, anyone that's into feet, you could get you can easily just go to the reviews on Amazon for flip flops. It's a gold mine. I'm just saying.
How many episodes of the podcast have we had?
This would be 17, I think.
How many times have you brought up feet?
This might be the third time. Maybe
And
four.
Korean romance movies. I feel like I'm learning more about you as the podcast goes
Those
on.
are two of my favorite things.
Apparently.
And found footage movies, baby. And I found some foot
Chill.
That's why I like found footage.
Oh, yeah.
None of these movies I've consumed them all, and none of them have feet in it.
Feet is weird because it's just there's feet everywhere. It's like
Right.
how is that? It's like, oh yeah, my thing is oxygen. I'm really into oxygen.
Well, people are going to like Feet Finder and stuff. I'm just telling you, Amazon reviews for like some sandals.
Yeah, or just
Hey.
like go to the beach.
No, it's then you're in
Look
public. Then you're in
outside.
public. It's a whole thing. You'll get in trouble. Trust me. It's not worth it. Anyway, just want to point that out for any of you feeders. Any of you feeders out there. Now that we are consuming
How do we come back from that?
the
Tyler?
most
Any-
you just keep talking. Now that we're consuming more movies than we probably ever have, or at least like diving into them, diving into them more than we ever
Yes.
have. I definitely feel as though I'm finding more of an importance in also watching bad movies and also movies that aren't particularly my taste. Even movies I know I probably won't enjoy, I do still feel there's a significance to that. There's still an importance to that.
Yeah.
It makes me appreciate things. And usually every movie there's something to appreciate. And also just, it deepens my love for the movies I do really enjoy, or deepens a love for the genres I enjoy, or makes me find new genres I haven't enjoyed before. I didn't think I would enjoy, such as all my Korean romance movies, I guess. Because I've definitely, like I said, my method recently has just been adding a bunch of things to like a watch list, and I'll just hit shuffle, and just like the first one that comes up, I'll just watch.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that ends up in, a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 6 out of 10. But, I'll watch it, and I don't feel as though I wasted my time. I think it's still important for anyone. Now, I'm not just talking for myself. I think it's important to just, if you like movies, I'm not saying everyone needs to consume movies to consume them, but don't just watch the good ones, because that's what I did for the longest time.
True.
And now I'm like constantly searching for like, what's going to be that next 10 out of 10? Like, it's okay to watch some bad movies or some just decent movies. There's always something to appreciate. So just watch stuff. Give it a try. Give something you didn't think you'd like a try. Go watch.
True.
Whatever. So, building off of something I talked about last week, because it was the exact same night as Omar at Wawa, before I got out of my car to experience, the reason, I was hungry, but the reason I pulled over at that Wawa to begin with is because I was on the road. I was just driving.
Yeah.
As we talked about, we both got new cars. I was just kind of taking a late night drive because I haven't done it. Let me cranked up the tunes, just drive.
Yeah.
And I got a text from one of my online friends who said, bro, there's some VTubers reacting to your Wizard 101 song. And I was like, well, fuck, I gotta pull over right now, dude.
What the
Like I said, this is
fuck?
at like midnight. Sends me a text. He's like, dude, I talk to this dude like once a year. He's like, bro, VTubers right now reacting live on Twitch. They do play Wizard 101. It wasn't just like completely out of the blue. But they're pretty popular. They got several thousand followers and stuff. I was like, yeah, pulled over into the Wawa parking lot, pulled it up, hopping into the chat. They're watching my Wizard 101 music videos. Check them out. I'll put a link in the thing if you into weird music about a game you don't play. But I've realized so much of my self-worth is tied to not necessarily people's opinions of me, but like I want to impress people or like get praise in some way. I like people to find enjoyment in the things that I make or the things that I put out there into the world. And so I even encouraged people when I made those to like make a reaction video or like, do it live or something. Because it's just, I eat it up.
I think that's everybody in the universe. Tyler.
I know, but it's
Why do
become
you
a
think
sickness.
social media is for? What do you think people post selfies?
know.
What do you think people post TikToks? What do you think people?
I know.
That's everybody.
It's consumed me, unfortunately. It's like in a bad way. It's become a negative thing. But anytime I get the chance, I was like, ooh, Yeah, and then I experienced Omar. So it was just a good night for me overall. Driving in my new whip, listening to people praise me, getting some free
adventures.
Well, not
apparently.
free. I paid for it. Entertainment. Yeah. A lot happens at Wawa at midnight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. Sure, bro.
A lot of my favorite memories are tied to either Wawa itself or the night that transpired immediately after getting Wawa.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hell yeah.
And that is why I will never leave the East Coast.
So you're going to join the VTuber scene now then?
I'm convinced.
You get in with the VTuber squad?
I'm convinced. We follow each other now on X and, I'm in her Discord or whatever, we're friends.
Hell yeah.
So she could give me the tips for becoming a VTuber. I'm already known. VTubing is limiting to me. Like the type of entertainment I want to be. I would be limited by switching to being a VTuber.
I think it's limiting and also not limiting if you're fucking creative.
It's true. I've seen some cool VTubers. There's one that just blew up because she has in the style of like an old like Mickey Mouse cartoon, like black and white, kind of weird, whatever, like full body track. Like it's very, and she does, a lot of like pop-ups that relate to the theme. Like some people go all out with it, and I respect it. Not like the PNG tuber kind of where it's just like the mouth moving. Not like disrespecting you that if you do that. I understand why you do it, but
if you do it, he hates you.
Yeah. How can you not spend $1,000 on a proper model, you bitch? Like,
some of those cost $1,000. Well, yeah, depending.
Yeah, depending on the
quality.
I'm getting to the point where I want to be able to make more stuff, but that I'm okay with unloading some of the work, because I've taught people how to edit, and like I would pay people to edit. I have income now. I would definitely always, and since I've been the worker for other people. Yes. I know what I'm worth. I know what editing is worth and all this. I know what all the creative things are worth. I want to pay people for their time. I want to be able to offload that stuff. And,
true.
People that are passionate, they should be rewarded and be able to work and feel appreciated.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Their time was worth it. So I've wanted to do more stuff, but bringing other people into the fray and, like with this podcast, for instance, if I found someone that was willing and able to put together the podcast and do the editing for me, by all means, like I'd pay them to do it, or the TikToks or, the short form content, because that takes up time too.
Hell yeah.
Just got to find someone that we believe in, that we trust, because that's all.
Let's do it, baby. I'll split it.
So anyone listening, hey, if you want to help out in any way, by all means, or other projects. I mean, we, I got other stuff I could do. It's just, I don't have the time sometimes to edit it and everything as well.
True.
So, hey, anyway,
true.
That's all I'm saying. Oh, and ironically, when I saw the VTuber, I was wearing my own hoodie, my own merch, but I was wearing the Wizard 101 hoodie tied to that music. So it was just real. It was such a ironic. It was a coincidence.
I'm glad you have headphones on, or else your head might fucking expand and explode.
So while I was sitting in my brand new car wearing my own merch, listening to someone praise my music,
and then I decided I saw a guy, a poor man. I threw in some extra bucks.
It meant nothing to me.
He's on a fucking ego trip the whole night. Good Lord.
Be sure to leave a like and let me know your favorite thing about me in this podcast. If you hear it, if you see it.
Hell yeah.
It was a good night for me. And then, I was at a high because I hit these peaks and then I hit these dips. It's bad.
That's life, baby.
Yeah, it's not good. I have
life.
an unhealthy relationship with. I want to make I guess like a video essay type thing of how Wizard 101, but also just like YouTube, like creating videos has like not ruined my life, but just really completely changed. I mean, it's changed my life, but not necessarily a completely positive way. It has had a lot of effect on, like my self-esteem or my self-worth or like what I value. And
I mean, that's everything.
Yeah, that's just life, baby.
Unfortunate.
I'm surviving.
Yeah, let's make some video essays.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. I think I have a thing somewhere where I wrote down some ideas.
I told you a few ideas via the past couple weeks. Because I know there was one we talked about before. Weren't we talking about something with the movies or something we were going to...
Talked about Tenet. Doing something with Tenet.
Yeah. And then I was texting you how we should do one for Scooby-Doo fruit snacks.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like actually, where it culminates with actually getting
it. Yeah, right.
And then like going through the whole detail, the whole,
Yeah. Because do you watch Nick Robinson's videos?
I used to. I haven't seen the most recent ones, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's, it's like something that seems mundane, but
correct.
It's like,
exactly.
It goes so deep and like, I flew all the way to Japan and did this thing and like, he actually got to the bottom of it. I can't believe it. Or that one, I mean, it's different, but that one, the Hobbit speed running video.
Yep.
Where like midway through, he's like,
and that's me, by the way.
That's got to be one of the greatest drops of all time. But yeah.
Because I wonder if you have footage amongst all your old footage. There's got to be a clip somewhere with one of us eating Scooby-Doo fruit snacks.
Yeah, or if not eating, I'm sure I'm like in the pantry and you like catch a glimpse of it. Like, see, there they are. Definitely through the hours of content.
You could frame so much. You could frame that we started this whole podcast. The whole original goal of the podcast was just to match that high.
Right.
It's crazy, dude.
It'll all culminate in us getting them and realizing they're shit.
Like, and that would be the last thing. We'd just be like, yeah, they're fine. And then just yeah. Hell yeah.
They're pretty decent. Yeah, we'll do it.
Diversify. Just gotta create, man. I think that helps with things. You should learn from Porter, okay?
Right.
You don't want to be the idol. You don't want to have all the other thing. You want to get the pleasure from the act of creation. As long as you get a little bit of sauce from it, you get a little bit of recognition or appreciation.
Been the struggle recently is for the longest time, the past few years, I've had to find that balance because now at least some of what I create has to be to further my career, to actually make money and to, that sort of thing, because, I have to survive, and I do want to do this for a living if possible. So, some of what I do has to have the intent of actually furthering my career or getting my name out there or building the portfolio or whatever for a client. And so it's harder to find the time to just do something completely out of passion, which is why this podcast has been good, of course, because this is just us shooting the shit and having a good time. You know
who you need to talk to? Porter Robinson's brother. Not Nick Robinson, who we already brought up.
Other one.
Rob Robinson. He makes music.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard. Imagine if you had a brother who was fucking universally loved and idolized by like fucking everybody on the planet. He's like the golden boy, and you still have the mental strength to like, I'm gonna make music mine too. I'm gonna put it out
to follow the same. In the same bucket. Yeah,
I would not be able to do that. It's like
because life is constantly of just, especially social media, comparing yourself to others.
Yes,
and like
exactly.
There's all no matter what, if someone's going to be better at you at what you're doing, that's just a given. It's always going to be the case. But to have it be in the family, in the same,
no matter how hard you try, you will never match your brother's thing ever.
Right.
But still do it. Yeah, he still does it.
Just because
it's sick. It's cool. It's nice. It's inspiring. It's interesting.
That's how it should be. You should create because you like to create, or do what you're doing because you like to do it.
Yeah.
Because everything could be enjoyed for what it is in its bubble. It doesn't need to be compared. I mean, easier said than done, obviously, but,
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously Porter Robinson is extremely talented, and I love him, but also he got very lucky, and now he's at the point where he could play out anything, and probably a million people would still...
Exactly.
He could just shit anything out, everybody would still love it.
Exactly. He's at that level where...
Yeah.
It's Porter. I'm going to love it because it's Porter. Yeah.
Which a lot of musicians don't have that.
Yeah. It just sucks that your brother is given the name that's obviously the one that's going to...
Yeah.
Because Rob
Robinson. I mean, it's funny because I think he makes the exact music that I envision that name.
Rob Robinson.
Rob Robinson. It's like his newer stuff seems a little bit more interesting, but like before, it was just kind of like generic-ish, like acid house, weird stuff. Just like, it feels like somebody you would, like in the old days when you'd have like the techno music channel on, it'd be like Rob Robinson, Eternal Max. Just like, yeah.
So, there's no segue I can make here, but so I have a girlfriend, right?
What?
I know, crazy, right? Shocker.
Okay.
And I also have Ashley, right?
Yeah.
No, so, we kiss sometimes.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
We kiss sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, there's a time, right? So we're getting, things are getting interesting, right?
Okay.
Things are picking up.
Okay.
We're making out, whatever, things are getting heated, and the lights are off. And
then she takes her socks off.
She takes her socks off. No. And I feel the piggies.
God.
But then something feels off. Something feels wrong. Something's not right. Turn the light on. Both of us got blood on us. Because my nose started bleeding.
Oh, my God.
So just blood on me.
Incredible.
Blood on her. Because for anyone that is not aware, I am a notorious nose bleeder. I've gotten a lot of nosebleeds in my life, usually at very inopportune... Well, there's not really an opportune time to get a nosebleed, but usually in weird moments, weird places. A lot of stories have been connected to a nosebleed I've gotten. It's been on video.
Maybe if there was like a vampire and they were like your friend.
Uh-huh.
And they were like dying...
True.
Of hunger.
Don't worry. I got this. It just starts going.
Yeah.
I don't even do anything. It just happens. It's happened in like big moments during live streams. It's happened during trips that have caused a catastrophic domino effect, causing people to miss planes. Like everything's happened because of my nosebleeds, and they're usually bad. Lately now, I'm an expert. Like I can feel it. It just feels like my nose is running, and I'll just swipe. I'm like, okay, blood. I'll hold it, get a tissue, plug it. I don't even get a drop. Don't even drop. So that happened, and this has now happened on 4 separate occasions.
What the fuck?
4 separate occasions, like the same exact scenario. 4 separate occasions this has happened. I feel like I'm like literally one of the like anime characters that like gets a nosebleed at the thought of a girl.
Jesus, dude.
That was the only time it like got on us.
Yeah,
Every other time I was like, oh, I feel it. You know, like I said, I feel it coming, and then I swipe. I'm like, shit. I go and plug it.
Jesus,
But
man.
like this has never happened with anyone else. Never happened. Like I've never bled on anyone. Period.
Yeah.
I've never gotten my nosebleed on someone else, and this has happened 4 times,
Good
3 or 4
Lord.
times, and we've only been together a year and a few months, a year and like 2 months. I'm like, what is going on?
Good Lord, bro.
Like I think I have fantastic blood flow.
I don't know if you just describe it as fantastic blood flow. I don't think that's what it's about.
Trust me, she likes that I have a fantastic blood flow.
I think it's just, got some, whatever.
Small capillaries or
Yeah.
something. I mean, it does sometimes happen if I'm like congested and I got like a head cold. Like there's just pressure. I've just got all this pressure. I don't know. I don't know if it's linked to anything.
I don't think doctors are like, you get nosebleeds every day? You must have a great blood flow. That sounds great. Everybody should have more
amount of iron
nosebleeds.
Yeah. I feel like most people don't get, because do you get nosebleed? Have you gotten a nosebleed?
Never.
Right. And I couldn't count on my hands and toes how many nosebleeds I've gotten.
I got a nosebleed once in like elementary school, but it was because something got stabbed in my nose and like made a wound.
I have it's like a pet. I do not like my nose touched because I'm always so afraid. I don't think it's happened. I mean, like Kyle hit me one time and I got a nosebleed. I don't think it's happened where someone's like accidentally just like touched my nose, or like someone's put their finger up my nose or something and made it bleed. But I'm just very protective of my nose because I'm always worried about getting nosebleeds.
Goodness, you're just a mess, bro. You're just a freaking mess.
Yeah, I also have a sensory thing with my neck, like choke. Like these are fine, but like actual collar, like anything, like if I'm sleeping and like the covers are against my neck, it's
true. I just got a big neck, so I can't button. I can't.
Can't even be choked because I can't even get my hands around it.
I do have a big fucking neck.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I mean, it's not cool. It sucks. It's a bad thing.
We did have trouble getting
only a negative in all parts of life.
The wedding, getting the button up that works.
Which I think that's why I have like breathing problems and shit. I think there's like a connection between if you have a big neck. Anyway,
you'd think weird. You could breathe better.
That's what I would think.
Everything else would be bigger.
I don't know. I think it's just there's so much
like
neck
pressure, like
squeezes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but I've always had big neck for my body.
You've got big neck. I got the great blood flow. That's why we're bros, man.
You're just a bottle of ketchup looking ass.
It's true. Every day it becomes more and more apparent.
You start squirting out the red juice.
Oh, what's your answer to that one thing? It's so you have 5 fingers and they can each dispense a liquid.
What do you mean that one thing? What does that mean?
Heard of
no.
It's a thing.
What does that mean? Okay, poison, liquid arsenic.
Yeah, obviously. On the pinky? Okay.
Molten diamonds.
That's
molten
smart. Yeah,
gold.
That's smart. Yeah, uh-huh.
What was that? There's like that chunks of like whale, I don't know, some fucking freaky whale juice.
Yeah, freaky whale juice. That one's coming out of the middle finger, so I can just shoot it.
Water.
Okay, I was about to say, you got at least put water on there. Come on. I think you got to go gas. Free gas for your car and stuff.
No, fuck that.
Okay. You got to go...
What is that going to do? What am I going to do in 30 years when I have electric cars? And they're like,
all right.
There's no gas. And I'm like, don't worry, I have infinite gasoline.
All right.
How about... Okay. I'm going to have one finger put out insulin and give everybody free insulin.
Wow.
Everybody come to my house. I'll give you a free bottle of insulin.
That's... Okay.
I'm saving the healthcare crisis.
I can't argue with that. Was that all 5? Or you got? I
have one more. And this one, Tyler's nose blood.
Ooh.
Every time I see you, I'll be like, hey, what's going on, Tyler? And I'll make you think you have a nosebleed.
That's devious. Or just like it's like a compassion. Like I get one, you're like, don't worry, Tyler, I'll join you. And you like, yeah. But if you had like something, not water, but if you had something like real tasty, would you let me like? Would you let me get a sip?
Couldn't I just put it in a cup and give you the cup? It has to be sucked out.
That's the only way. That's the stipulation. You have infinite liquid, but it must be sucked out. That's the stipulation.
Okay, all 5 poison. All of them. Okay. Just to keep motherfuckers away from my fingers. Easy.
Or if you're into that, you have poison, but the the cure is in the finger. Like you want to save yourself, suck it.
Oh, what is there some kind of explosive liquid? Like liquid
gas.
Sodium or something. You know, there's some kind of like weird
or like if
elements
you mix 2 of them together, or like
that they mix with oxygen, they explode.
Or the cleaning ingredients that make mustard gas.
Yes,
like,
I'll
clean your toilet, then I'll clean your sink, or I could just
nitroglycerin. All 5 fingers, nitroglycerin. Easy.
We solved it. There's no better answer than that. All right.
Well, I think Katsuki.
With that, well,
did we talk about any movies?
What?
Let me talk about a movie.
Okay.
So I watched a movie.
All right.
The movie Another Round. Who directed it? Thomas Vinterberg. With Scott Mads Mikkelsen. You know that Mads Mikkelsen, people like him.
Yeah.
And it's a good movie. People liked it. I think it was on one of YMS's lists for whatever, or I don't know.
Yeah.
He liked it. It was in one of his videos.
I remember him talking about it and really liking it.
And I just decided to watch it because I was like, why not? I kept seeing it around. And it was good. So it's about these 4 middle-aged teachers. And they're just, and they're in whatever. I don't even remember. Sweden? No. Norway? I don't know. Sorry, European people. European country, maybe Norway. Haha. They're just like normal, smart dudes. They're all like teachers. I think one of them is a professor. Other ones are just high school, like history teachers or whatever. But they're all like smart and like, you know, big. But they're bored and they're kind of depressed. So they decide to do an experiment where they're like, what if we were just a little bit drunk all the time? Always. Apparently there was some guy, some philosopher or something, who said that like humans were born with a blood alcohol level that was like 0.05 too low. That was his like, you know, thing.
That's
like,
his contribution to society.
Right. So they're like, they wanted to test that hypothesis by just being a little bit drunk all the time. So of course, you know, a lot of good things happen from it. They have fun finally they haven't had fun in a long time.
Right.
They loosen up, which helps things happen in their lives that they were previously too scared or too cynical or too whatever, etc. But then they start ramping up the drinking. They're like, okay, what if we do 0.08 now? What if we do a little bit higher? What if we do a little bit higher? To the point where they're fucking just blasted, blacked out drunk. And it's like, so you kind of, so basically some bad things happen, some middling things happen. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but like, I don't know. It's just good. It was good. And I liked it. And it was like, basically it was just like about alcohol and like all of its good and bad. And also just about life and enjoyment and like how we process, you know. So it's a good movie. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea. It's a funny movie. There's funny scenes. There's interesting scenes. There's makes you think about things. Okay. But also, it was announced
another round?
There's going to be an American remake.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Directed by Chris Rock.
I didn't know that part.
Who has never directed anything.
Okay.
And I think Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be one of the stars, which is fine, of course, but a little worried about Chris Rock.
Yeah, and just American remakes in general, not the best track record.
Yes. I think they're going to make it like some wacky, like make it way too comedic and way too, you know, over the top.
But I'll check it out.
Yeah, watch it. Another round. It's good. I like Mads Mikkelsen. I hadn't really watched too much stuff with him, but people like him a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen him too much either.
And I get it.
But he's got a cool name.
He does, not to spoil too much, he has a dance sequence in this movie. He kills it.
All right.
Kills it.
I respect that.
It's a name like Mads.
That's what I'm saying. That's another name.
You're
destined.
go wrong.
You're destined for greatness.
Yeah. You can't go wrong, baby.
But some things can go wrong. find out about them right after the break,
baby! Tony! Tony, help!
Oh no, Tyler!
I don't know what to do, man. It's like everywhere I go in life, I'm just so stuck all the time. What do I do? Wait. I got the Pam. The Pam?
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Do it.
I got you.
Yeah. I can move. This is incredible. Thanks, Pam, for keeping my life non-stick.
Big wheel, keep on turning.
Okay.
High river, keep on running. Rolling,
Rolling.
rolling,
Rolling.
rolling on the river.
Why?
I think you said something like,
Okay.
yeah.
Welcome back, though, everybody. It's snack time.
Snackies with the Backies.
Snackies with our backies. Today we're
So-
eating them with our back.
I have two, and they're because they're kind of shit. So I think I double up, and they're kind of related, and they're kind of a bonus. So from Spain,
Spain.
gummy kiwi slices.
Okay.
Gummy
Gummy.
kiwi slices.
That sounds good.
Look what it says on the back. You've got to be kiwiing me. It says.
A shitty pun.
You've got to be kiwiing me.
Have you had a kiwi?
Of course I've had a fucking kiwi. Who
I don't
hasn't
think I've had a kiwi.
Yes, you have. You just don't remember. You've had a kiwi. Everybody's had a kiwi.
Maybe. I've had
They're
kiwi
so good.
stuff.
It's so good. Kiwi's amazing.
I'm
You
sure.
haven't had slice of kiwi like ever.
I don't know.
When
Maybe.
you-
I don't have
when you were
a...
kid.
Maybe.
It's
Anyway.
so good. It's one of the most flavorful little fruits ever. Anyway, and I also have jalopy gummy pizza. That's me on there.
Yeah, man.
That's me.
Hell yeah. I always like those little gummy burgers.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be like that. This is from Turkey. So two freaky gummy stuff that I had left over that like it's probably gonna be trash, but like I don't know. We'll try it. I don't know. Which one do you want to try first?
I feel like the kiwis would be better, so let's start with pizza.
Like, why would you include this in my snack package? Like, anybody, this is like something people get in Halloween candy that they just throw away.
Right. Or throw into my mouth. I'll unironically eat the little burgers or pizzas. I like them. They're not great. I wouldn't eat them. I wouldn't buy them myself, but if they're in my Halloween basket, I'm going to eat it.
You're about to eat half a pizza, and look what all the toppings it's got on there, dude.
Bro, we got a mushroom. No, it's looks like more like a beaker, but a mushroom, pepper.
I don't know, some freaky stuff.
Anyway, this is bad for my jaw. My jaw pops. Oh god, it tastes like pizza. It's like that'd be gross.
Yeah, it just tastes like.
Gummy.
Why even make it in the shape of a pizza? What do you gain?
Just novelty. That's it.
Like, at least the burger, there's like different pieces and there's,
Yeah.
like, different flavors and textures.
Kind of fun.
This is just like,
Like if they made all the ingredients were their own little piece you could pick off and eat or something.
Yeah.
That'd be something.
there was a gumball, I think, in the middle, but I figured I'd spare us that.
Oh, okay. So it's like a fruit gummy.
Gummy candies.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, turkey. Maybe stick to making turkey, though. And round two, these look like shit. Look at those. Very accurate kiwis.
You're so limp and flat.
Those are fucking lizard eyes.
True. That's exactly what they are. Frogs.
Frogman.
Frogman,
returns.
he's here. All right.
God.
Well,
Send it.
here, sour.
Yeah.
Sour.
It's a little sour. I
Okay.
wouldn't say it tastes like kiwi.
Got
Maybe a
some
tiny-
flavor. Mm-hmm. A little weird
Yeah, a little weird.
once you get past the sugar on the outside. Ugh, I don't like the aftertaste.
Yeah, it's fucking strange.
Ugh. What is that aftertaste? Is that kiwi?
No. That's the taste of Spain.
It's good up until the end. Yeah, that ending is
I think it's made with real frog eyeballs.
probably. Well, Tony had watched a movie a while back, said he wanted to talk about it, so I was like, I should probably watch it too. So we just decided, hey, we'll just make it to an episode. So we both have now watched Society of the Snow, which is a Netflix movie about a football team, like football, Spanish movie. Soccer team. That are on a flight that then crashes in the snowy mountains, and it's just documenting what transpires with them just stuck in fucking nowhere in the middle of snow.
It's a true story.
Yes, and it's based on a true story, which is insane given what happens in the movie.
Things that happen.
Not a whole lot before we could talk spoilers, but I mean, it's a very pretty movie at times, especially seeing the mountains and the snow and everything. I do highly recommend the movie. I think it's a very good movie.
My initial things on it is just that it's fucking brutal. Yeah. It's fucking brutal movie. I saw it a while ago. I still think about it from time to time. Like I think about it a lot. Just some of the shit that happens in there, and like, how if you have ever lived somewhere where it snows or there's been snow outside and you've gone out in the snow and like picked up snow with your bare hands for any extended period of time for like 10 minutes, it gets fucking
miserable.
Excruciating.
It's
horrible.
Terrible.
And imagining that for,
a long,
I can't.
Even just one night in that. I don't know.
If you know those feelings of what snow feels like in your bare hands, after a while, it starts to just be fucking pain.
Yeah. And just that unrelenting, you can't, go inside, grab a hot cup of cocoa, put on gloves.
Even when you're like all bundled, if it's like really cold outside and you get some snow like in your jacket arm or something, it's like, it's so hurt. It's painful. It's so cold.
Yep.
That's when you're all bundled up. I don't know.
And that's just like the base level, let alone everything else on top of that they have to deal with. So yeah, it's definitely not a happy movie. Like it's brutal. It's a lot happens. It's negative. It's hard to watch at times, but it's still a good journey to watch. It's a good movie. It's a good story. It's a great story. It's very well made.
So anyway, we're just some spoilers. I mean, it's like it's pretty straightforward. There's been a lot of these survival-y kind of movies,
Right. It's not like completely original in what is happening.
But I feel like this one is a really good example of it.
Yeah.
And like treats it with, I don't know, it's very grounded. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's just very brutal in a very like real feeling way. A lot of these characters like have real emotions and real limits to their body, and I don't know.
Right. It like you said, grounded. It feels believable in the way that things play out. It gives you time to kind of live with each shit moment, It lets you like, this does suck. It lets you see how this sucks for a while and like, oh, maybe it's getting a little better. And another shit moment. Like, you get time to really feel the consequences.
There was one particular moment in the movie when I was just like, fucking done. And it's probably the same.
Probably.
Yeah. Which is basically they crash their plane. They kind of have to live in this snowy mountain. And they have like a very limited supply of food and everything else. And it's cold as fuck. So they kind of hunker down in like the wreckage of the plane and kind of barricade the sides with like luggage and stuff to try to contain all of their
heat. They strip out all the seats and just there's like
how many guys? Like 20 or something, 20, 30 guys or something. It's a lot of, it's not just like 4 people, it's like a bunch of people. So it's like, that's why it's called Society of the Snow, because it's like enough to be a community. They barricade themselves in this plane and gain this, like after all of this bullshit, they gain this tiny bit of comfort. There's a scene of them like laughing a little bit and like having this tiny bit of a good time after days and days of just horrible bullshit. And then all of a sudden, there's an avalanche, and the entire of the inside of the plane gets completely filled to the top with feet and feet and feet of snow. Yeah. And the entire airplane is covered, I don't even know, like 10, 15 feet more of snow on top of it.
I was just like, fuck, man. Give him a break, dude.
How?
Because, it's like they finally... Because, like, so the plane crashes, which... First off, probably, I want to look up a list because I'm sure someone has a list of like best plane crashes in movies and TV.
There,
It's definitely up there in terms of the way it's portrayed and the brutality of it, and just like the quick cuts of like, oh shit, they just got their leg cut off from the seats slamming against each other, whatever. Brutal. And then, a couple of them died just from injuries. A couple of them died on impact.
A couple of them died the first night from it being so cold.
Exactly. From pretty much everything you can imagine in this situation, someone died from it.
Yeah.
Like, it even just starts with, like, listing. Every time someone dies or is found dead, it says their name, how old they were, which I think is a nice little touch. And also just makes you realize just like, oh, here's another fucking name. Here we go. How many has it been now? I don't even know. And then, they've established their source of food, which is, each other at
dead bodies.
Dead bodies, because they've got so many of them. And then, they're like, they don't know how long it's going to be, but we've got this sense of normalcy. We've got our food supply for now. We're comforting.
Which I love how the progression of how they were like, it was so hard for some of them to bring themselves to eat it, and how they kind of, a few people were like with the people to kind of take the moral load and to go cut up the bodies for them so that they, whatever. I like that, like thinking about that or whatever. Like those people were like horrible, but the strongest people among them because somebody had to do it to save everybody else.
Like it all makes everyone's got their different levels of what they're willing to do. There was like, all right, I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna make the trek to go do this. Like, like you said, someone's got to cut up the bodies. I guess we'll be the ones to do that.
But then later on, it's like people who were like, "There's no way, I'm never gonna eat."
Yeah, it was
like
person. The last resort.
But then it's just later on, they've become used to it after an amount of time because they're in the snow for like months.
Yeah, it's like over 60 days or something. They are
I think it was like 80 something days total.
Yeah, because that was the craziest part to me. Because at first it's like day by day. It's showing you this is day 2, here's day 3, and then then you're like a month in, and then after the snow comes and they get buried, then it's like day 4 of being buried under the snow. It's like they've been fucking just under the snow for 4 days. How the hell are they? What is going on,
insane,
dude? It's
amongst
insane.
Like the bodies of their friends who they had been like staying alive together with, or the one guy who had to like step on his wife to get out. That was fucked. Yeah,
they're just like trying to scoop everyone out so they can breathe and survive. Yeah, it's just absolutely miserable, and I don't even want to imagine what it was like to get through that, because I mean, I don't know what the temperatures were there. I mean, in the day, I'm sure it's like passable, because they're also like, none of them are even clothed for this. Like, none of them have like giant parkas.
Nor are they like, it's not like they're from a traditionally very cold place where they're used to it.
So they're like completely out of their element, completely underprepared in every possible conceivable way. And they're there for several months. And but they somehow can't get through. Well, not all of them, clearly, but
some of them.
I do just like the progression of it. There is, it's like in chapters of like, this is our goal now. We're going to get this radio fixed. And then, now this snow came in. Like there's just, it's progression to everything. And obviously there's a lot of big time jumps as we progress to show us these 2 months of time.
Right.
And then I also really like the shot once they are trying to get out, the 3 of them start that journey, and then they get to the top of the mountain, and it's got that like sweeping shot showing you like, it's just more fucking mountains. There's just more mountains. You just get to see this journey and the bonds that these boys find with each other, and
lads.
Even like our main like narrator guy ends up going at some point. It's like, damn, even he's not safe. It's just
he dies, which was fucked.
It's just tragic, but it's so like,
that was unexpected,
real. Because I mean, it was real, but it just feels so real, and like you're in it with these guys, and you feel their pain, you feel their suffering.
And I liked how one of the guys who ended up like saving them, basically, or being like the person who whatever, like his kind of journey through stuff, because he was like unconscious for the first like 2 days or something, and then we woke up, his face was like black from just bruising. It was like horrible. Yeah. But he's like slowly got better and then he was like the strongest among them, basically. It's just insane.
Also, like,
insane.
When they're really like, they're like, what is happening with their eyes? Is like they're inside of their eye freezing, like their eyes are like black.
I don't know
what is transpiring there, but that was and they like blindfolded them or whatever, I guess, to heal or whatever was going on. It's just like, what is even
maybe like the water and stuff around your eye, it's like maybe you could freeze at some point.
That's
also, I didn't know the thing about your pee
it turns
becoming black when you're extremely starved.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because like if you don't drink enough water, it gets
yellow,
if
it wasn't about water,
yellow.
They drank plenty of water because of the snow.
I guess mountain, because like I wonder what is
Don't know.
I guess if it just has
Body
no
must be
nutrients
eating itself
whatsoever.
alive or something. Which I liked, after the avalanche, it's like when a guy is so fucking cold and desperate that he starts peeing on his hands, just to like be able to keep digging because he's literally just like can't anymore. Just like, I feel it, man. It's so relatable, you know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because everyone's been, unless you've just been in tropical climates your whole life, but everyone can relate to just being cold in general, but being like the coldest you've ever been for months.
And then having to go dig
the
snow in your hands.
Because even just one scoop, I'm like, and there's like no relief. Like you can't really, at least while you're outside, there's no real relief. And if it gets windy or anything, like you're just dealing with. I'm genuinely, I mean, maybe in the actual events this happened, but I'm just surprised there weren't more like loss of fingers to hypothermia.
Yeah,
and,
they didn't really show much frostbite.
Yeah. Because like you could see like their lips are all fucked up.
Yeah,
and,
except for the people
whatever.
like eating their own fucking skin, I guess, is part of the frostbite process.
Because obviously a lot of people that had minor wounds were getting like really infected and that sort of thing. But yeah, you didn't see much of like extremities being lost due to frostbite. But
maybe they were.
Really
maybe they did end up getting lost. It's like it doesn't really get lost at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Just eventually, it's just it's
Can't
dead.
really use it. Yeah,
can't really cut it off out there safely.
But damn, like I forget how long it is at first. I think it's at least a month. But imagine just your only food has been, melted ice and your friends, and then you get one little square of chocolate, baby. How good that chocolate would taste. Oh, man. That'd be the best chocolate I've ever tasted in
It
my
was
life.
rugby, Tyler.
Rugby?
It was
Oh,
rugby.
Shit.
Fuck.
For some reason, I was thinking rugby when I was first saying it. I was like, nah, that was something else
It
I
was
was watching.
rugby, man.
I'll just splice
Damn.
this in. Rugby. Okay, I'll put it in. I'll edit it in there.
Rugby.
Isn't that a DJ Khaled thing?
Have you ever played rugby?
Rugby?
Playing rugby. Yeah, some
He
random
has-
quote.
He has
Gatorade.
so many now.
Yeah. That dude's something special. Oh,
Bring the
he's
coffee
you like
out."
rugby or something like that. It's just some random woman.
Tell him
Funny.
bring the coffee out or something. He has everything. He says like, yeah,
Like he knows this is about to be
Yeah.
like some viral quote, but it's got no context.
cappuccino. That's what
He's always got that like, hey, about to say something crazy.
it's so fucking stupid.
I love it.
Call up the cappuccino. Oh fuck.
But I was gonna say this movie really like reminds me of there's a show called Yellowjackets, which is very similar in the vein that it's all women. I can't remember what they play. I think maybe they play soccer, but it's a group of women that are going on a flight and they crash as they're like children or like teenagers, I guess, not children. It's following them, but what's interesting about them is it shows their journey of like dealing with the cold. They're like in the woods though, so they do
Yeah.
have access to like food and things, hunting, but showing them and all the crazy stuff that happens. But it also, each episode is cutting back to the present, showing how they're still being affected by it and what's going on with them. So like, something's up, but you don't know why something's up with them. So you're seeing it transpire and also how it's still affected. So it's pretty interesting. It's got 2 seasons so far. I think it's on Showtime. But it's a pretty good show. I prefer season 1 over season 2, but it's still a good show. And if you just want more of this, more brutality, and
Yeah, I
obviously
mean,
there's
people
more
were
to it,
saying that it's like that show is not directly based on the story, but it's very
okay.
like influenced or whatever.
That makes sense. Yeah, so if you want more of this, Yellowjackets is a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And also, I was just thinking of other movies dealing with a similar thing, and
Yeah.
the movie Frozen, not the animated one. There's a live-action movie called Frozen.
The bad one.
It's okay.
Which one are you talking about?
The one on the ski lift.
You think that one's okay?
It's not good.
Have you not seen the YMS videos about
No,
that?
I've seen it. I saw it before that. I've
You
seen
still
the movie
think
twice
you think
for
it's
some reason.
okay?
It's okay. I think it's funny. It's like a
Alright.
bad that it's good kind of
Okay,
movie.
yeah.
I think it's okay. But yeah, it also deals with them getting they're stuck on a ski lift, which is a great premise, obviously. They're too up high to really go anywhere. They're just stuck on a ski lift for a couple of days or something and dealing with the cold and frostbite. And there's one scene that sticks with me of like they're sleeping on the pole and they gotta like peel their cheek off of it because it's frozen to it. But this one's way more brutal.
There's a lot of other movies, like I said, like 127 hours,
right.
or a few
lot
other
of survival
things
stuff
where somebody's got to make some sacrifices to survive. Or what's that movie? The Gray.
Tony,
Huh?
I give you permission
To what?
to use my body. If I were to die, you can eat me.
Any way I want. What about them toes, baby?
Save them for last because that's going to be the best part. But of course, you can have the toes.
Hell yeah.
How? Because like obviously you do anything to survive. Let's say I died.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
You're by yourself. Do you think it would how? I don't know. How hard would it be for you to like pull that trigger? How quickly could you
How hard
pull
would
that
it
trigger?
How hard would it be for me to resist immediately fucking devouring your corpse?
Could you go at least 1 minute?
Well, here's the thing. They got
Check my
fucking,
pulse and just okay.
They got lucky that it was so cold and it preserved the bodies.
That's true. Yeah.
Because if not, the bodies would have been. You can't
you
eat
got,
them
like,
after
a
like
day,
a day.
if that, yeah.
So, what I missed that window probably. I would probably miss that window.
Okay.
Unless I knew for sure somehow that I wasn't. I don't know. It's just like. I don't think that would be that like, oh yeah, I got it, do it right now. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, it would have to. Well, I mean, it would have to be the point where we've both been alive for like the longest we can go without. Like, I died because of having no food. Like that.
Yeah.
That is why I passed away. And like the only hope for you at that point is to. And before I die, I'm like, just you got to go on, man.
But yeah, I don't think I would. It would be It would have to be the exact right scenario.
Right.
And
I appreciate that.
it would help if it was cold, so that I had time to think about it. And it's cool how like they show the pictures of the real thing, and you show how accurate they were, and some of the people looked a lot like the actual people.
Yeah, I always appreciate that when they compare.
I know, like in the pictures, they like mostly tried to hide the bodies, but like in like one or two of them, you can see fucking rib cages and stuff. It's freaky. Or like the one guy who throughout the whole movie had like the pair of sunglasses with one lens missing for some reason.
Yeah.
But then you show a picture and it's like, oh, that was really a guy doing that. Just
They
rolling
really
around
paid
with
attention.
one lens.
I liked this. Not liked, like it's a weird word to use, but just of when they found out that the search had been called off until things started thawing out. I was like, oh shit, like damn.
Yep.
And that was like day 6 or something. It's like
Yep.
damn, like
It's
just
like,
feeling
no,
like there's
you guys are fucked.
no hope unless you can survive for months. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Yep.
They did get to sled on the hill though. True. So they had entertainment built in. That's pretty cool.
That was awesome. And it was crazy how after the avalanche, they just like we still need the fucking plane, man. So they just slowly, days and days, all of them dug the fucking plane out from 20, 30 feet of snow. That's just fucking crazy.
Because I mean, like,
it's their only source of comfort.
Weeks,
So
like
they
that's
gotta
you
get it
have
back.
to like. I just the adrenaline, just everything of like this. Like this is all we can do if we're gonna survive. This is what we have to do.
Yeah.
Like we have to walk for 10 days to get to it. Like this is the only way we're gonna be able to survive and save everybody. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's like it's insane.
And they have to eat the meat with like snow just to be able to eat it because it's so hard to eat.
Yeah.
Probably mentally and physically.
Yeah, the one guy was described like he would chew it like twice and just like try to force himself to swallow it. Like he couldn't even like
Yeah, I don't
chew
blame
it.
him. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
At least as more of them died, they got more food.
And then by the end, it was like I don't know how many bodies, but like picked clean. Just
Yeah, literally.
ate it all.
Literally.
Damn. Shout out to the boys. They did it. They really did it.
They did it. Yeah, I was whatever. Had read a little bit about them afterwards, and like some of them say that like they still just feel cold sometimes.
I mean, I can
And apparently, like every
imagine.
year or
I
every
can't
couple of
imagine.
years, they go back to the crash site just to
I would do that.
honor their people or whatever.
I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
get
saying.
it,
I
but
would
I'm
not
just
fly a
like,
plane
I
in
have
my life, especially in that fucking area
Crazy
again.
PTSD. Yeah. Maybe it kind of shows them. I'm not sure. But what like actually happened? It was just like the wind. Like what caused that to happen?
I have no idea. Plane crash cause. I think probably just bad piloting because they said some stuff. While bad feather was a contributing factor, it's pilot error was the
Damn.
cause of the crash. Because I think they said something about like the pilots were like, oh yeah, we're gonna like
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. But
take a shortcut or we're gonna do something, something. I don't know. And he was a lieutenant in the Air Force. The guy was piloting the thing.
that explains everything.
So I guess he couldn't see for a little bit, and then he could see, but he didn't realize how close he was to the mountain. And then when they hit the fucking mountain, but obviously you should never be that close to the mountain to be able. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
But that's crazy that the pilot didn't die immediately either. He was like just like half dead for a day or two or whatever. That was fucked. What would you say, that plane crash was better or Lost?
Yeah, Lost is pretty damn solid, especially for when it came out.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. And for a pilot, the pilot episode, what a pilot.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they had planned was the first 5 minutes of the pilot, I heard.
Right.
And the rest, they just started filming.
Yeah. They just crashed a plane and they're like, all right, guys.
Okay, but
Whoever
what was
survived,
better?
you're the main characters.
This or The Forest? There's a lot of plane crashes in movies.
There is.
This or Castaway?
I've never seen Castaway.
You've never seen Castaway? You've never seen Wilson?
No.
Why? You gotta watch Castaway, man. How about the one from
Aviators.
Batman?
Sully.
From
that one's pretty
Dark
cool.
Knight Rises.
The Gray. Yeah, Dark Knight Rises on here.
How about the
Flight.
one from Mission Impossible?
Knowing. That one's kind of cool, actually.
I don't remember. I remember Knowing being fucking ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
remember the. I want to watch that movie again. That movie has gotta be
It's got
ass.
Cage, baby. The Cage. But yeah, that's a Society of the Snow, though. It's rough, it's brutal, but it's a good movie.
Like I said, I think about it. Just some of the moments. It's just like, yeah, it's just fucking relatable. It's just fucking
definitely one of the
God.
best of this like survival type movies, just because of
because it's treated
visceral.
with care,
Right.
Not just
it's not just like
pure
shock value.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's just like you said, they really just make you ruminate. They make you have to sit in it. Just
Right.
like some brutal moments, like the other things would like turn into this fast cut bullshit. This is just like, no, you just gotta, yeah.
And just how unexpected or how unpredictable the environment can be, and just how you have to adapt and you have to
Yep.
make sacrifices if you're going to survive.
True.
The human condition, survival. Oh, what did you rate it? I think you gave it an 8, right?
Probably an 8,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
because it's good.
It is good. But any recommendations for this week?
Yes, recommendations. I also watched a little bit ago at this point, but I watched The Florida Project.
I haven't seen it, but
Which, do you know about that movie?
I know a little bit.
What it's the kind of sort of about?
I know they're in a motel most of the time, or a
Yeah.
hotel or something, and
Yeah.
they're poor and stuff.
It's definitely like a slice of life movie is how I
Okay.
describe it. But it's just really painfully fucking realistic. There's like some people that I've known in my life that are exactly these fucking characters. It's just like, what are you doing? Just like they have legitimate problems that are not their fault, right?
Yeah.
But also they just squander every fucking opportunity given to them, and it's just like, like fuck. It's like tragic, but also they're a dumbass, and also they're fucking stupid. Just stop. So it's I would describe it as good, but also annoying. Because like I said, I've known people like this, and everybody in the movie is just trash. Everybody's trash. Everybody's just horrible, trashy, trash, horrible. Everybody almost.
But I love it. It was a
But
great
it's
movie.
good because of how realistic it is.
Right.
Except for, I think YMS agreed with this also. Because I knew that he had liked it or said stuff about it. But the last like 30 seconds are fucking horrible.
30 seconds.
Literally.
Right at
Literally.
the end.
It's
Okay.
like the movie is like, okay, this is the movie. It's all this tone. And then the last 30 seconds is shot on an iPhone.
Okay.
And it just takes a complete turn.
Okay. I'll just pause it right before then.
Yeah, I think you'll agree, because I'm pretty sure YMS said the same thing. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why did you have to ruin this like perfect, like beautiful, grounded, tragic movie? Just like, whew.
Okay.
Freaky.
Okay. I want to find more examples of that where it's just like
Yeah.
right at the end. Just what was that?
Yeah. But it's
okay.
still good, and I like it, and I do think people should watch it, and you should watch it, especially if you've ever dealt with people that have, like, drug problems or, like, stuff like that are, like, it's just like, ugh, fuck. It's so annoying, but you should watch it. Okay. That's what I say. And Willem Dafoe is he's so good.
Right. He's a banger always, man.
He's like, I love his character. He's kind of like, he's the only like rational person, but he still has flaws, and he's still, it's so good. So subtle, subtleties. Yeah.
Okay.
Florida Project.
I'll recommend in a weird way, if you haven't already seen it for the memes, but I did watch Saltburn, and it is weird. It does have some weird moments.
Yeah.
People are overhyping it in terms of its weirdness. I mean, I guess if you're like just watching
General,
normal movies, it's probably pretty fucking weird. But it was better than I was expecting. I enjoyed it as a movie way better. And it's also very well shot. It's shot in 4:3, like a box ratio, but they make good use of it. It's got some very beautiful shots and lighting and stuff. The performances are all great. It's just a little weird, a little wacky. Definitely not to watch with your family. But it's enjoyable. I enjoyed it more than I thought. I give it maybe like 7, but because I went in with lower expectations, I was surprised by it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Saltburn about, it's basically just like following this dude. He's at a nice university and like kind of sort of falls for this one guy, but doesn't really want to know that he likes him the way he does. And then he invites him to his parents' house, and he's like super wealthy. So it's just like him staying at this like mansion with him and his family, and things just transpire. It's something. But yeah, Saltburn is pretty good. And not really a movie, but something for any gamers out there, something I wanted to try, because at this point I pretty much primarily play on the Steam Deck because it's just so convenient. So I rarely turn on my computer. But there's some games obviously that it has trouble running, or just it could look a lot better if I was playing on something else. So I decided to finally pull the trigger and try out the Nvidia GeForce Now. Yeah. And that works really well if the game is on there, but I can, plug my Steam Deck up to the TV, use GeForce Now, and I can do, 1080p, beautiful resolution, looks great, plays great, as long as you have good internet connection. And so it's like I'm playing.
How's the latency?
It's been good for me, and my internet's, not like phenomenal. I mean, I haven't tried like a first-person shooter or something, to be fair. If you're playing like a Call of Duty or like a fighting game or something that like super twitchy.
How much is it?
It starts there's a free version. You can do it for free, but you only can play for an hour before it'll kick you off. So if you're playing under an hour, it's free.
How does it work? Because
it's basically they have computers.
Because I know that it's a cloud gaming thing.
Yes,
but how does it work with the games? Like, what does it run through? What is it?
It runs so you can connect Steam, your Ubisoft, Epic Games.
So
like
you can
all
play
your
what
libraries.
games you have.
You have to own the game. Okay. Yeah. So
interesting.
So one I did is Plague Tale, Innocence, or Requiem, whichever one's the first one. It runs on Steam. It runs pretty well, but it just looks kind of garbage because I have to turn everything down. But it has ray tracing and all that bullshit. So for $10 a month, I get up to 6 hours of playtime, which I'm not going to play for more than that in one session, and up to 1080p, like whatever the graphics card is. You can pay more if you want the 4080s RTX enabled crazy machines, but I don't need that. So $10 a month. You can always try it for free. It's completely free as long as you own the games. Like I said, you can only play for an hour, but you can try it, test your connection.
If that technology got good enough, it would be better than owning a good computer.
That's what I'm saying. So that was kind of my recommendation. If you guys have a crappy computer or no computer, you can do it with like an app. Like if you have a smart TV or something, you can do it through an app and just connect a Bluetooth controller. So if you are having trouble playing games, you can go on the Nvidia site and see what games they support. And then as long as you own the game on those platforms, you can try that out.
So if it's like a little over $100 a year, or maybe even if it got to 150, like that's way less than upgrading your computer every year.
Yeah, that's like
$500 probably.
20 years worth of computer. Because they do, I haven't tried this one, but there is also Shadow PC.
Shadow Play?
Well, there's Shadow Play, yes. But I think it's called Shadow PC, where you literally just get access to your own computer. Like, this is your computer.
Weird.
But it's virtual, so it's more expensive. I think it's like $30 or $40 a month.
Interesting.
But it literally gives you a high-end gaming computer. You can just remote into it at any time and install what you can just use it for work, use it for Photoshop, use it for editing, use it for game, whatever you want. So that's cool too. But the Nvidia service I've tried and do recommend.
It says $30 a month.
Yeah, so that might not be worth it. That would.
I mean, it still might be cheaper.
It's true, at least for a time being. If that's your best option.
I mean, I don't think I would get Shadow, but like still, it's weird that that's something you could do. That
Right.
still might be cheaper. Like if you want to have the most current
Yeah.
gen computer stuff, if this is a way cheaper way to do it, because I'm sure they upgrade their fucking
Right. So yeah, shout out to like cloud gaming services. As long as your internet connection is good, they work well enough. Again, maybe not for super twitchy games, but for the types of stuff I play, it works.
Because could
quite
you
well.
do Shadow PC for like rendering and like programs and shit too, right?
Yeah, like it's literally just a computer that you log into. So that you could use for anything.
Yo,
So
that's smarter. That's probably cheaper than some like rendering farm bullshit that people can do.
Yeah, I don't remember the specs on it, but I know they're better than what my PC is. I think depending. Well, I mean, there's tiers, of course, so it depends on how much you play or how much you pay. But yeah,
Weird.
so if you have a old computer or no computer and want to get into PC gaming or just want to crank up the graphics more than you're currently able to, try out Nvidia GeForce Now. It doesn't have a huge catalog, but it's got some stuff on there. So yeah,
Or
I recommend that.
buy a Steam Deck.
Or buy a Steam Deck. Yeah. I could not vouch harder for Steam Deck. Is probably one of my best purchases I've made in recent memory. I have no regrets. I use it constantly.
Hell yeah.
No regrets. No regrets. But yeah, those are my recommendations. As far as my movie recommendation, I'd say, because it's an Oscar winner now,
Woo!
we got to go back into the animated sphere and try to see The Boy and the Heron.
Is that possible?
That's true. I guess I'll check that first. When's it coming to digital?
There's one theater showing it in DC. Isn't American Fiction streamable? That's an option too.
Well, my statement still holds true. It's still an Oscar winner. It won
Exactly.
adapted screenplay or something. It won something. So, okay, let's keep up with the Oscar winners. I don't even want to watch Maestro, but we're so American
Did
Fiction.
that win anything?
No.
Okay, well then we don't gotta watch it. Fuck you,
True.
nominees.
Only winners.
Suck on nominees, nuts.
Oh. So yeah, we'll watch American Fiction if before this goes up because because we're filming, it's going to be a little bit before we would record this one. So
Yeah.
if Boy and the Heron happens to come out, we can try to fit that in too. But American Fiction, that'll be the next one. American Fiction, watch it or don't watch it.
No, watch it. You don't have a choice.
Watch it. American Fiction, it is.
Now we go to our meditation segment, everyone.
How can we ruin this podcast in the last 30 seconds?
True. Film it on an iPhone. Fucking run around. That's what they do in the movie.
Super racist remark. Super racist remark.
I can't believe he said that.
Oh my God. I just got an email from GeForce Now. Thanks for talking about me on the podcast. Holy
Whoa!
shit. Here's 18 years free. Whoa.
Whoa!
American Fiction. We'll see you guys next time. Don't fly on a plane.
Ever.
Seriously.
Unless you play rugby.
Unless you play rugby. Thank you so much for listening. Off Angle is once again brought to you by me and Tony. The music track in the background was created by Tony, as well as random sounds that came out of my mouth upon request. We can be found on all social medias at Off Angle Pod. And also be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.